Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we should be back live with, unfortunately, just myself. Nutters has had something horrible happen to his PC and he's unable to diagnose it at this stage. Hopefully it's not completely dead and he will eventually be able to come back in, but it's looking unlikely at this stage. Please do let me know if there's any audio issues because Actually, I can tell you what right now. I need to change this. That is way too loud. So I'm still set up from when I hosted live from RFLAN. So things are going to be different here. So I might need to change things around. Please do let me know if that is the case. So the game we're in right now is Crossbar Kings taking on One More Billy. I have no idea what game they're up to in this best of three because they had already started playing. Unfortunately, the games do have to go ahead. So I do not blame them for starting. So why they're called One More Billy, I'm not sure. We got, let's have a look. I'm not even sure, is this Hyper Zero X Conglomerate? Rec.gg, interesting. Cyrix and Express, of course, are from One More, so they're missing Adzi. Poor old Adzi, not available. And Kami, Husey, and Mads, of course, playing on the Crossbar Kings. We'll see Cyrix now throw this one off to the backboard. Mads able to get the clear off the back. That Express on the rotation background. Mads should be able to beat him there. Cyrix already in net, however. And does get that epic save out. I'm being told that there could still be an audio issue. If there is any, guys, please explain to me what the issue is, and I'll try and get it fixed. And you see Mads now clear off to the right wing there. Touched by Conglomerate. That went a little bit wide that he wanted, by the look of it. Express now off the sidewall. We do see Mads out of the corner. Got it over to Husey. Husey didn't get the touch, but it doesn't even matter as apparently Mads got enough on that ball. If we watch from his perspective, that touch right there sent it out of the corner on a nice enough angle to find far post. So we do see Husey come through with the whiff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So there we go. Kickoff this time going in favour of Crossbar Kings. However, Conglomerate over on the side of One More Billy. Quick to get that cleared out. Cyrix with a touch. A centre from Conglomerate. Express is there. Throws this one out to the left wing. Cyrix already there with a rotation, but decides that he's just going to bug out of the area. Cyrix coming forward now. Express gets a nice demo to open things up against Kami. Cyrix throws the shot in. Beautiful team play coming out there between Cyrix and Express. Cyrix, the OC Enforcer, not getting the demo that time. Instead, it seems like they've changed roles. Normally it's the other way around. Cyrix getting the demo and Express taking the shot, but this just goes to show the versatility that comes out of these guys. So there we have it. There we go. Express getting the first touch on that kickoff, but Kami was good enough to be able to win it overall. Conglomerate gets a nice clear. Should have been a save credit there, but none given. Touch over the top by, I believe it was Conglomerate, continuing on the forward pressure. Mads looking to clear out. Do hear Conglomerate get a pass over to Cyrix. Tried to squeeze the shot behind Kami, but still slow enough to be able to correct that one. And get the right positioning on the back of the ball with his car. Conglomerate off the backboard. Mads throwing this one, looking for far post, a little bit wide there. And Cyrix able to shepherd it out. Kami returns into the field right now. Express off of his own backboard. Can't get it cleared out of the half as Mads throws this one. Bounces down favourably off that curb of the ceiling. Husey with a shot on, but Express getting that instant epic save. The touch goes over the top from Kami, and that's going to find the bottom right pocket. A nice goal coming out here from Crossbar Kings. There we go, kick off this time again. Going in favour of Crossbar Kings, they find it deep. In the field of One More Billy. The touch over from Cyrix to Conglomerate. Cyrix still a centre. Express gets the pass across. Cyrix trusting in his teammate. However, Kami reads that extremely well and comes through for that epic save. That is his saviour badge. And they might be able to get this in for a 0-second goal here. Husey twice off the backboard. Express just rotating around to keep himself in net should someone else be rotating through for a shot. However, that was not the case. And we do see GG's called in the chat. And right now I'll find out if that was... That wasn't the last game. What's the series score, guys? I need to know. So, 1-0 in favour of Crossbar Kings. We'll get readied up and allow them to start getting ready to play the next game. And we'll update the scoreboard correctly. There we go. Crossbar Kings have got a 1-0 lead in this series. So we did get in with most of that first game left. Fantastic timing on my part, it seems. This kickoff's going to be interesting. It is Kami going for it. XXX almost faking a start there, and Conglomerate goes forward. But what could have been the situation there is they were just trying to decide who was going to go for it in the end. It wasn't ultimately decided until it happened. So, you know, XXX was kind of eager to go forward. Conglomerate got the touch forward. Haven't been able to keep up the offensive pressure, however. And there we go. Touch over from Conglomerate. Kami throwing this one forward. What a pinch comes out there from XXX. I don't understand how he got so much power on that. I'm yet to see the wows in chat, so I guess all the players understand what happened there and I didn't, but that was a hell of a pinch. Interesting to see how quickly Crossbar Kings can recover in defense and get it cleared forward, though. Duffy's saying in chat, someone get Nutters in here with Ranky's all alone, feels bad, man. Well, Nutters is potentially dealing with a broken computer, is what is the situation right now. Hopefully that's not the case. So I offered that I could step in as an emergency backup host, and AGTV understand to use me as a last resort for hosting because my upload speed is... Well, I equate it to a word that I probably shouldn't say on stream. Let's just say that. Nice equalizer does come out there from Cyrix, so that's nice to be able to bring us back into the game. And yeah, Cavadas saying, is the stream a little choppy for anyone else? Most likely, because, as said, my upload speed is not the greatest. It seems fine on my end. I'm watching it back, because I have plenty of download. I just have not much upload. Again, just constant back and forth between these two teams. Kami, a nice throwdown in that top right corner. And this kickoff, however, going quite in favour of one more Billy, but Conglomerate can't get there before Kami. Kami really carrying Crossbar Kings at this stage. Yuzi getting in the action with some nice aerial shots off the sidewall, and Kami comes through to punish the finish, and as Conglomerate can't get there to clear in time. So you see that nice play develop between the two there. Unfortunately, Cyrix didn't get the initial clearing. Conglomerate couldn't follow up. And there we go. 3 minutes 50 remains. Only a minute 10 into the game. Next kickoff does go in favour of Crossbar Kings. And they're just waiting to see what one more Billy going to try and do in defense here. The whiff comes out. Mads shoots top shelf. What a godlike Spider-Man save from XXX. And I don't understand how Cyrix reached for that one. The reaction's better than mine, certainly. That bicycle flip to get his car back in a position to get a save out. They haven't quite got it cleared yet, but amazing defensive plays from one more Billy. They are down to 2 goals, though, and they need to get this one cleared out of their half. They want to equalise as soon as possible. Even just this goal here, it'd be nice to make it a 1-goal deficit. The good save comes out from Husey. Equally good in defense as in offense, it seems. Mads, a nice touch over the top. Won't get this one past Cyrix. Pops it up, not quite hitting the ceiling. That's actually going to work out better for one more Billy. However, they don't have the boost or the players in position to be able to commit to following that up. And they concede possession here to Crossbar Kings. XXX throws this one down in the midfield for Conglomerate, but don't understand he didn't get the side roll there. I was really expecting him to be able to follow up with that pass. Perhaps not too confident in his mechanical skills. Something could be off for him today, who knows. Cyrix throws this one towards the top right. Conglomerate so close to getting the follow-up to dunk that down with the tyres back into the back of the net. Unfortunately, not quite there with the accuracy. Half the game has expired. Still 3-1 in favour of Crossbar Kings. And they are 1 up in the series, so this is match point for them. We do see Conglomerate pick up a nice goal here. As I take a glance over at the stream and make sure everything's running okay. Actually received the pass from Express really well. Rotated upside down, lent the car backwards and just let it bounce off the front tyres there. Took pace off the ball, but also allowed him to control it and throw that ball right at the perfect angle towards that right post. So extremely well played, mechanically skilled shot comes out from Conglomerate, considering the pass was a direct pass straight from Express without even touching the ground or a sidewall or anything like that. And that's really what I'm used to seeing from the guys at One More, is nice direct passing up in the air in the midfield especially, is what I would consider it's kind of their old speciality now. They've focused a lot more on different things, but it's nice to see them pull out the old school plays every now and then. Conglomerate seems to be fitting in quite well with them. I'm not even sure who this player is. I'm assuming a friend of theirs. I don't recognize the name. I don't think I've ever seen the person before. Doing a good enough job. What a shot that came through from Mads there. Catches everyone off guard. If you watch this from his perspective, it gets thrown out, I believe, by Sykes to that right defensive wing for One More. And, well, I don't really need to explain what happened with Mads there. Just rotated around in time and got a powerful shot on. Another stalemate kickoff, however, will be Express up on the sidewall, trying to feed this one down towards the crossbar Kings goal. They find themselves with that 2-goal deficit once again. Sykes almost throw it again, giving me the cast a curse, but not quite there. As I say, Mads clear off this sidewall. Express just rotating out, allows Sykes to be able to confidently get a clear here. Open net, and Sykes has possession. He's not going to miss this one unless he's doing it on purpose. And there you have it. Dribbles, just a basic nice dribble along the ground into the back of the net. Still just over a minute remaining, so they've left themselves plenty of time to be able to try and get this equalising 4th goal. But it will be interesting to see how Crossbar Kings deal with this, where they tighten up in defence or just get super aggressive and try to depossess One More Billy at every chance they get. Express off the sidewall, gets one touch over the defender, and that is all that is going to be required. Again, the glorious angle from Express, touching the ball before it bounces off the sidewall, so it takes a lot of pace off. Keeps the ball closer to him, so he's able to get that touch before the defenders come through, and none of them able to get into net in time to stop that one from going in. 58 seconds, and with that goal, that's plenty of time for either of these teams to be able to pull ahead and take out the game here. Conglomerate gets the touch over towards the centre, but it's Kami into Mads for a big clear out. Sykes needs to delay things here. Hughesy came through for the shot, but Sykes did get the delaying save that they needed. Again, a nice sideways flip to send that one as a clear out from Sykes. They haven't got it out of the half, however. You do see Crossbar Kings again with that offensive pressure. Shot intentionally off the post there from Hughesy to try and find Mads. We do see a nice save come out of Sykes there. So credit to Crossbar Kings. They're now trying what was working for them before. Those backboard, crossbar, top bar, all those different kind of pass plays, straight out of the corner, etc. Kind of the basic ones. But they're throwing in the even more advanced ones, and One More Billy have really wised up to it in defense, and they're not allowing any of those to go through. Now, positioning has been a lot better for them. We could see an overtime here. Mads does find the wall, and Kami throws this one towards net. Express, good enough for the save. Hughesy really wanted that goal. Couldn't quite get there in time. It's just a touchdown there into the corner. Hughesy with the air dribbles. Big Conglomerate to touch that one out. Kami a big whiff there. Rotate around. Sykes throws this one long, trying to find Conglomerate. Has to go for a pass play as he knows he can't get the shot behind him. Almost impossible angle. Chip and a fake follow-up from Sykes. Hughesy does get the save out to the side though. What a pass across from Conglomerate. And Express is there to be able to finish that one. And that's going to end the overtime quite nicely here. Again, if we watch the pass off the sidewall, over to Express, gets on the back of it really nicely. 77 k's an hour, not the strongest most powerful shot that we've seen, but definitely an effective one into that top right corner. Accuracy was the key there, and Express is somewhat of a master of those, I would say. So that does tie things up here in this series, and once again, it's going to be all down to a game 3. And at this stage, it is looking really difficult to call. It was, looking pretty good for Crossbar Kings in game 1, what we saw of it anyway. And One More Billy now have got that, all-important equaliser. They take it to the game 3. It's going to be interesting. One would expect that One More Billy should be able to walk away with a win here, but it depends on just how well Cyrex and Express are playing alongside Conglomerate here. You know, without Adzi, that crucial third man in their core roster, could prove difficult for them, but they seem to be coping just well enough to keep themselves alive in the series. Express going to get an easy first goal, probably the easiest goal of his life. Cheats up on the kickoff nice and early. Cyrex got the win there. Husey and Mads just ignore it, and Kami was rotating around for that corner boost. No one read the fact that Express was coming through for that shot. Sticking with the Express cam here. Almost finding the angle for the shot, perhaps placing that on the backboard intentionally. As you did see Cyrex and Conglomerate getting set up to try and pull off a shot there. Again off the backboard for Cyrex, but touches out from, I believe it was Husey and then Mads. Kami now. Up to Husey. Off the backboard, Express gets a touch out of the half, and Cyrex is now making a run down the field. Going to meet Kami in the middle. Stalemate's out between them, bounce off the sidewall into the center, and Husey picks it up on the other end of the field. Conglomerate just trying to delay things in the corner, rotates out now, allows Express to try and come through for the clear. Cyrex touches that one onto the backboard and runs away with it, gets the chip over the top of Kami. Nice flips to control the car there, but messes up on that last one and ends up facing completely backwards. Be Husey up in the air, Conglomerate with the clear out. Mads into the corner, Husey a touch into the center. Kami can't quite find that shot through. It'll be Cyrex now looking for a clear. First minute in this game, and after that first goal we saw at the beginning, starting to look like it's slowing down and kind of a stalemate between these two teams. Again, Mads, that's a promising shot. Conglomerate did get the touches, but couldn't get that one cleared out from the crossbar. If we watch from his perspective, in fact, you see Express landing there, can't really get to it in time. Mads, what a shot. And Conglomerate just thought he was safe to come out of net there, as Express might have had the touch to clear. Realised at the last second that, no, I still need to be in net, and just couldn't get the double jump up in time. So unfortunate for him. Conglomerate now getting a clear out of the corner there. Husey trying to control this one down. Cyrex plays it off the backboard, but easy enough for Kami to be able to clear out. Mads a touch on the sidewall. We'll see Conglomerate there with the chip over the top. Husey playing this one forward for Mads. Can't quite get the touch into the center that Husey was after. However, he was looking pretty bad on positioning for it. So that play might not have worked out regardless. Express off the sidewall now. Jumping, trying to keep up with the boost. Cyrex whiffs on that one as well. Husey to clear off the backboard. Conglomerate got really far forward, forcing Cyrex to rotate back around. Conglomerate a whiff on the challenge with Husey there. Gets that one played nicely out of the corner, does Husey. Kami up in the air, but the touch from Conglomerate to keep it away from him. Husey a touch into the corner now, but Express powers out of the corner and gets the clear. Off the backboard now, Conglomerate trying to find Express perhaps, but already rotating out. A shot attempt will come out from Cyrex now, but goes down onto that backboard curb. Bounce really high. Kami now getting the powerful clear, trying to read this bounce, but Conglomerate reads it a little bit better and gets there, managing the boost well, just in time to be able to clear it out. Cyrex waiting for the bounces, trying to get the pass across to Express. Maybe a fake out there. Cyrex went to finish that one off, as it looked like for a second that there was going to be enough to get that one cleared out, but it ended up being Express's touch in the end that sent that one in. If we swap to Cyrex cam, I'm almost certain there was a touch there, but perhaps not. There we go. Just glanced over at chat, and everyone's saying to get a second caster to help me out. Look, I would love to, but Nutters, who was my co-caster, his PC has died. So, I mean, if you don't mind giving me just a few moments, guys, I can check who might be available. So let me just tag all the RL guys that we are aware of, and see if anyone is available to jump in with me. But I doubt I'm going to get a reply. If I do, I'll be surprised. Hopefully someone is not busy. But effectively, everyone at AGTV is quite busy today. Judge and Dinosaurs earlier on did ESL. Judge is now busy AFK, and Dinosaurs was struggling through that cast with a with a dodgy throat. He's come down with somewhat of a cold, I believe. So Dinosaurs is going to be ruled out. And Nutters and T-Ball are really the only ones left, but it's T-Ball's wife's birthday right now, so he's unavailable too. All right, Mad's off this backboard. Conglomerate unable to get the touch to clear. Express throwing this one off the sidewall. Looking to keep up with control here. Gets another flick over the top. Easy enough for Kami, to be able to jump up and get that one cleared out. Cyrix finding the corner of the curb there. Gets a nice high bounce. Conglomerate with a godlike pass across. Cyrix off the backboard trying to find Express. Does find that angle up into the top left quadrant. And that will be the goal that gives them the lead in this particular game. We'll do a Twitch chat cast, says Initiator. Look, that's what I'm used to. I mean, that's what I was doing all day yesterday and in the early hours of this morning at RF LAN. I was getting the Twitch chat involved as much as I can. Azzy saying that he's my second caster. Don't need to worry. Absolutely. Triggsy saying that he'll cast. Well, Triggsy, if you have me added anywhere, feel free to message me and we'll try to get something sorted out. We'll see what happens as the last 30 seconds now upon us in this game between Crossbar Kings and One More Billy. This is game 3. Decides who wins it for all the biscuits and moves forward. Express now, clear off the sidewall. Kami a touchdown into the center there. Using a touch off the ceiling now. Mad's trying to follow this one up. And right now I'm just trying to find if we have the updated bracket. I'm not sure. I think the updated bracket has been put in chat. Yes, I do see it now. And there we go. That is One More Billy. They do manage to hold on to the 3-2 lead that they had. And it's a reverse sweep. We came in just to see most of the game 1. And then game 2 and game 3 close, albeit still wins for One More Billy. Alrighty, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for putting up with the delays. I'm going to cut to a short break right now and perhaps try and organise a co-caster, see what I can do, drag him into a TeamSpeak channel with me. I'll take a look at the bracket to get a rough idea of exactly where we're at still, and I'll be talking with Dover, who is running the tournament, and we'll see what game we've got coming up next. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with more RLO 3v3 Sundays here at tournament number 30, XXX. It's amazing how many of these there have been.
Oh. I've been moved.
Yes, you have been moved. And we're live right now. We should be live. So, introducing Triggsy to the cast, ladies and gentlemen. Going to join
Hello,
me
everybody.
for a little bit of co-cast action here. Now, would you like
Sure
your
am.
Twitter displayed?
Sure, yeah.
What is your Twitter? You are at what?
Now see at Trixie 109.
Is that 2Gs or
Yes, that's 2Gs.
Trixie 109? There we go. Hit the save
Sweet.
button, and there you are. You are on the stream, my man.
Oh, very good. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So I've just received word that the next game we're going to be casting is Infinity taking on the Rocketeers.
Ooh, that's actually going to be a really good game.
You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like Infinity have come out for the past couple of weeks being really strong. You know, and everybody's had the break over Christmas, not too many tournaments. But they've come back just as strong as they were. And then there's Rocketeers. Yeah, you know, my old teammate, Water Blitz and White Wolf.
Absolutely.
So it should be very good gameplay.
And that'll be the first game that we're casting of the playoffs. So this will be a quarterfinal. And then the next one will be casting the semi-final of Masterminds +1 and whoever wins between Glorious Gameplay and Crossbar Kings, one of the teams we just witnessed. And then the grand final, that will be whoever wins out of this matchup goes on to face one more in that semi-final, and whoever wins between one more and whoever wins here will go to the grand final.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to retain all of that.
Don't worry, we'll keep up with it.
Yeah.
I better update the scoreboards and reset the scores to 0 here. I've been given the match information, so we can jump into that right now.
All right.
Alrighty, as long as I don't make any typos, which I've been pretty good at within the past. What am I? I think I'm.
Are you inviting
32 hours deep right now without sleep.
32 hours?
Yep, and casting for a total of 10 to 12 hours of that.
Why?
Because Rocket League, man.
Oh, look, I'll respect that. I will absolutely respect that, but 32 hours, man, you gotta look after yourself. That's not good. You might start hallucinating soon.
I could do that. That is a possibility. We've jumped over to the in-game just in time as well, as the players are joining up, which is always nice. The problem is we now have the issue of getting you in here, so I'm going to hit the spectate button.
Do you have me on Steam?
I think I have you on Steam, but right now it's just going to be easier to copy-paste all the details to you in the TeamSpeak channel chat.
Okay.
So there you go. You can get in on that. Waterblitz asking if I'm good to go. Absolutely. We've got Trixie coming in, of course. He's going to be a little bit delayed with the game, but nonetheless, he will be here soon. So far, the first 15 seconds again. Usually the first 30 seconds of most games is just the teams trying to figure each other out. Obviously, sometimes you do send kickoff goals early up against a particular team, or sometimes with even the first 3 to 5 seconds. That usually doesn't have a huge impact on the game. Most teams are good enough in the scene nowadays to be able to recover quickly in terms of the mental aspect of the game with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first minute of the game is pretty critical for both teams. Yeah, getting to know each other, and after a while in the scene, they sort of like know each other before they get into the games. So that's when you'll see the games kick off really quickly with really like high paced and high skilled, because they already know what to expect.
So here we
go. I don't know
go.
if these guys are at that stage yet where they know each other that well.
Which guys in particular? Which team? Infinity or Rocketeers? Or all of them?
Well, these two teams knowing each other.
Right.
I'm sure the teammates know each other, although I think this is one of Water Blitz's first tournaments with Heptic and Calamari. So we should see, like, hopefully they've worked together and practiced. I'm not sure if their teamwork will be as good as Infinity's at this stage, but we'll see.
We will see. We're almost 2 minutes into this game right now. It's just been constant back and forth. We have seen the ball in the Rocketeers' half a little bit more. They could concede to pressure there, but Waterblitz gets up in the air for a nice clear over the top Hectic grunt. Smacks it into the ceiling. A big clear coming out now from Heptic. It's dropping promisingly. The Lols gets the save, puts it down for Slurpy Monster to clear out. And well cleared at that as well, Trixie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Calamari is going to get a good clear. Oh, he misses the clear, which is pretty crucial for Infinity here. But it seems like he makes up for it there. See the game slowing down a little bit as Waterblitz takes his time to get a good clear into the corner. Passes up for Calamari, but he can't quite get a shot on target. Does seem to be a little bit of time in one half and then switches around for a little bit of time in the other half at this stage.
Yeah, it seems to be. I'm really surprised. We're over halfway into the game now, and we're yet to see a goal. So this could be. You start to get to this point in the game, and as a caster, you kind of feel like, what if we start to see the developings of a 0-0 overtime, which are always the most interesting games to cast.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think this is going to be a long series?
It could be. We might even see 2 overtimes between these two teams. But again, it's a game like Rocket League where almost anything can happen with the snap of the fingers. So games do surprise us sometimes.
Yes. Off the backboard from Slurpy. Oh, the Lols. Oh, what's going on? Just doesn't want to go in.
Absolutely, and we do see
to clear up the field.
Yep, we do see myself updating the casters command in Twitch chat because Nutters forgot to do that. So if people ask who the casters are by using the casters command, it is going to say us now, Triggsy. So you are left famous on the twitch.tv Aussie Gaming TV channel.
Well, if I'm going to be famous, might as well be famous for Rocket League.
Almost a pass play happening there from Hectic Current Slurpy Monster. Tried to get that shot underneath the crossbar, just couldn't get enough tyres on it or enough height on his car to try and drop that ball down in time. Water Blitz clears off that side. All the Lols popping it high. Heptic rotates around and gets enough of the ball to be able to throw the shot down, but as a result, quite a weak shot. And Water Blitz will now clear that one out of the corner off the back of the Lols' shot. Calamari, it's a delayed touch into the corner here, working it for a great pass. We should see Hectic Current get a flip clear off the backboard there, and well played to him for doing that. Nicely timed on that flip as well.
I noticed Water Blitz staying back here and not pushing himself up too far. This is pretty good play style for him to take, especially when there's 20 seconds left and no goals have been scored. You don't want to make a mistake. You want to give the team a chance to get a goal up. Go into the last 10 seconds. Is Hectic going to pull something off? Doesn't seem like it. Just a bit of back and forth. It looks like both teams are a little bit scared at this stage to make any real plays. But we see could... Is the Lols going to put it in? No. And I think Heptic might let this one fall.
They're trying to keep it alive, work it down the field, but they're not going to be able to as it bounces out of that curb in the corner. It will touch the ground there. And a 0-0 overtime it is. As I said, you kind of get, when there's, about 2 minutes left in the game, you start to wonder if it's still 0-0. Could this go all the way to a 0-0 overtime? And they're not too, they're not rare, but they're uncommon to see. I've seen a couple today. I think this is the second or third that I've seen overall, today and yesterday combined, actually.
Because you've been awake for both of the days.
Yes. Calamari.
This is a long stage of getting the feel of the other team.
Yeah, what would you say is important here for Calamari in defense? He seems to be the player that's sitting back a little bit for the team.
Well, he certainly needs to connect with those sorts of touches.
Yep.
He puts it off to the side. And as the last person back, it's not always your job to clear, but it is always your job to at least distract the other team, get the ball away from them, give your team time to get back and maybe get boost. So he needs to sort of not slow it down, but he needs to really consider what he's doing and make sure that he connects on everything that he goes for.
Absolutely. Speaking of him, he's on the backboard trying to get that clear out. Water Blitz sitting in net just to take his place temporarily. Heptic, a nice short pass back to Calamari.
That's a nice flick off.
Absolutely.
A little bit wide, but it was a very nice flick. Bit more of that and... Oh, bit of a bump coming through with Water Blitz and Heptic. Doesn't seem to stress them too much. Nice pass from Heptic. No one's there to capitalize on it. Water Blitz now coming in for the solo. Gets a good pass to Calamari, and he just goes a bit wide there with that shot. Not going to matter too much because Heptic and Water Blitz have both rotated.
We've now reached that 2-minute mark into the overtime, and it still seems like constant back and forth. Both of these teams stuck in one of the more extreme deadlocks that I've seen in my recent Rocket League days.
This is going to take a toll on both teams, I think, because in a normal game, you get that break every time a goal is scored, and normally it only goes for the 5 minutes plus the time for the replays, but you get that time, whereas these guys have been playing now for a solid 7 minutes and 40 seconds, isn't it?
Yep, coming up on that exactly right now. And as you said, with no breaks, it starts to get really taxing on the players, especially when you're used to, as you said, 5-minute games, and usually that's where it's ending. So I'll tell you what, I believe the longest overtime I've ever witnessed was a 0-0 overtime, and the overtime went for about 8 minutes.
Oh, yes. I think I had a... Oh, the lulls with a shot. Oh, the breakaway goal. See, and I was about to say it before, but the goal that's going to be scored here was
going to be down to the first mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just... it's unfortunate for the Rocketeers that they got caught up, stuck in a bad rotation pattern there and couldn't recover in time. So we do see the lulls, as you said, with that breakaway shot, finding it into the back of the net, spots his opportunity and takes it as quick as possible, which is exactly what you need to do in a situation like that, and took it to perfection. Ends up top scoring at 385, so he can be pleased with that.
Yeah, you sure can. And if you look at the shot difference, it's not much, but it's gone now, but 8 shots to, I think, 5 it was. So just a little bit more, a little bit more pressure coming out from Infinity here, which might help them win this series.
Absolutely.
We'll see how both teams, if they change their play styles at all, or if we're going to see another 0-0 overtime.
Well, the kickoff being taken by Calamari and Hectic Crunt. Did see a nice dribble to begin things there from Slurpee. Hectic Crunt placing that one down. That's just going to be straight up goal within the first 8 seconds here. I really wasn't expecting a goal this early after the previous game.
I have very big contrast to the last game. I think Water Blitz just a little bit out of position there. He almost made it, to be fair, but going to go past him in the end. Calamari will go for the kickoff up against Hectic. Goes in Calamari's favour. Heptic's going to get a clear up to Calamari. This could be a centre here. He does miss the ball. Heptic missing the ball as well. Maybe that helped them a little bit.
Absolutely, definitely going to be the case. It's going to be interesting trying to differentiate between Heptic and Hectic Crunt. Because I know some people, I always try to call people by their full name if possible. But some people do shorten Hectic Crunt to simply Hectic. So Hectic and Heptic do sound quite similar. But a great second goal coming out off the back of a nice backboard pass from the Lols. And Slurpee Monster getting a touch off the back of one of the Rocketeers' defenders, and it just pinched into the back of the own net there.
114, very difficult to save those ones. The Lols wins the kickoff, and he's going to go for the boost, which is a good play by him. Starts the boost stave. Both of the Rocketeers team members missing that one as Hectic goes to set up a pass. The Lol's just a little bit too far forward to capitalise on that. He is going to get a clear along the ground. We'll see him trying to set up some plays, but it's not going to work out. And I think we're going back into a little bit of that back and forth play we saw last game. It's just fortunate for Infinity that they managed to get 2 early goals. And now they can go back to the same play style, because it doesn't matter if they wait out the time now. They're ahead. They just have to be solid in defense.
Someone has just pointed out on stream to me that Alienware is the lonely sponsor, and for some reason my OBS is not updated, so I'm quickly going to hit the refresh button here, and it should drag in the next logo. There we go. So I'll drag it down into position. And as simple as that, Alienware is no longer a lonely sponsor.
Huh.
Which is nice. Alienware has some company from, of course, Rocket League Oceania. They're not necessarily a sponsor, but they run the tournament. So there you have it. That's them on the board. So back into the game, of course. Heptic with the crossfield clear, keeping it in defense. Calamari trying to control that one, gets depossessed by Hectic Crunch. Water Blitz, a nice touch forward for Calamari to try and get the back off, but the LOL's got a pretty important intercept there. Water Blitz tries to clear out, does so successfully, but Slurpee Monster reading that quite well. Calamari now wraps that one through the corner, but Hectic Crunch to clear that one out. Again, Heptic off that sidewall, looking to find Calamari in the midfield. But right now we're seeing just extremely nice reads in defense from Infinity. It's, again, a stark contrast from what we saw in the previous game. It looked kind of deadlocked for quite some time in the previous game. 8 minutes it took for the first goal to be scored in that, and 8 seconds in this one was the comparison that was pointed out. I believe it was Hectic Crunch, so he said, same difference. It's 8 either way. But as you said, it's a complete stark contrast. Finally, we see one of the guys from Rocketeers. This, of course, being a pass out of the corner that went off the back of, I didn't quite catch the name, I think it might have been Hectic Crunch as we were talking about him, straight towards Heptic, and he's able to put it in the back of the net, just, again, falling to the first mistake from Infinity in defense. Rocketeers are able to score and capitalise off the back of it.
Yeah, it definitely brings it down to a 1-goal differential, and you'll see now that maybe the game will pick up, and there's no reason why Rocketeers can't win this, and they'll be wanting to. Obviously, it's a best of 3, am I right?
Yes. Yep. They need to win this to keep themselves alive in the tournament.
Well, the pressure's on.
Heptic threw that one down, but the Lols is able to get there and just keep it in the half of the Rocketeers for now. And right now, Infinity will be pretty...
Monster.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Infinity will be pretty happy, I would say, with just keeping it in the Rocketeers' half and just wasting time. They don't necessarily have to score right here, although another 1-goal buffer would be nice. It's not crucial. Wasting time is absolutely valuable for Infinity right now.
Yeah, and you see that just by the way they're playing. They are clearing it, and they're clearing it well, but they're not overextending. You'll see Slurpee Monster, his positioning here is quite far back. He's moving up into the play, but you'll see Hectic Crunch rotating around, so they're always keeping someone back until they think they can score. And just, it just puts the pressure on the Rocketeers, because they really need to score. They don't want to waste any time. They want to get a goal now so that they can get another goal before it goes into overtime. I imagine they don't want to have another overtime. A lot of stress with overtimes.
Absolutely.
You'll see the more time they waste, the more goals they need to save, and the more room there is for mistakes to be made. Calamari puts this one down for Heptic, and Heptic's going to try and get a shot on goal. Oh, so close. And Water Blitz puts it in. 19 seconds left on the clock. Cutting it pretty close, but it looks like we might go to another overtime.
We could do. Infinity do look pretty confident with their aggressive, offensive rotations, especially working the ball through the midfield and transitioning into offense quite well. So it would not surprise me if they just decide to take a risk here. They have it within them. If they take a loss here, they can always go to the game 3. But it does seem like they've chosen to go defensive, and they're going to take a risk with overtime, perhaps.
Yeah, they might see if Lols keeps it up. He is going to keep it up, and they are going to go for a shot here. And it's going to hit the ground, yeah.
Well played by Calamari to interrupt that.
I think you were right in saying that, they might as well try their best to score here, and if they do lose this game, they've always got another one. And it seems as if the Lols is going to do it again.
Yeah, they were more comfortable in overtime, and that's the Lols in back-to-back overtimes. Right over the top of, was that Water Blitz?
Yes.
So poor old Water Blitz, no better jump in time, it seems. Does get the nice touch over the top of him, send it the back of the net. Unfortunately, an open net yet again for Rocketeers. But at the end of the day, Rocketeers were probably feeling the pressure. They felt like they had to, commit as much as they could to end this overtime as early as they could to try and put as big a dent in the confidence of Infinity as possible. to give them, a nice chance heading into Game 3. At the end of the day, it turns out that was the wrong decision, perhaps, or just the better read and better plays from Infinity, and does see them take out this best of 3 2-0, and they will move forward.
Yeah, they sure will. It was a good fight put up by the Rocketeers, but in the end, yeah. And you see that a lot, don't you? An overtime starts after a long game, and then it doesn't take very long, but a goal's scored straight away. I wonder why that is. I think the Rocketeers may be going into it a little bit, overextending themselves a little bit too much, or maybe I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially from a commentating perspective, to try and imagine what was going through the player's mindset,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
unless you're in that communications, most teams I believe use Discord. Unless you're in
Yes.
that chat channel with them, hearing what's going on, you can make all the guesses you want, but you're most likely going to be wrong, because you'd be surprised the amount of teams that actually stay quiet. They've played with each other that long enough that they just have faith in the rotations and they just call out
Mm.
just general passes, and it's that simple. So when you start to reach that high level play, teams are pretty quiet unless things get quite amped up. But of course, with that game being all over, Red Rover, and wrapped up now, we're going to cut to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. So sit tight. We'll be right back with more Rocket League here at RLO number 30, 3v3 Sundays. My name is Renkies, and I'm joined, of course, by Triggsy. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AGTV's presentation of the RLO 3v3 Sunday number 30. My name is Renkies, and I am joined once again in the casting booth by Triggsy.
Yes, hello everybody. Looking to get back into another fast-paced game of Rocket League. Should be a good one. So, Husey, Mads and Kami before almost take it to one more Billy. Right, they did lose in the third game, I believe.
Yes, it was very, very close towards the end there. But they did end up falling. We are going to see...
maybe they can
I think we're going to see an
here.
Interesting game here. Crossbar Kings versus Masterminds +1. Dumbo, obviously a valuable player to any team. The earlier game that I spectated with Nutters before his PC seemingly died, Masterminds +1 seemed like they had really figured out the rotations and play style with Dumbo. Who knows how many games they've been playing in between those, so they might be coming into this matchup cold. It's going to be interesting to see if they've managed to keep up the momentum that they'd gained as a team.
Yeah, I imagine if you have Dumbo as a sub on your team, it wouldn't take too long for him to learn to play with you guys. And we see a goal coming out from Dumbo in the first minute and a half, roughly. Yep. Just flips it in, gets above Husey just in time. A little bit out of position there by Mads it was, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, Dumbo on your team, definitely a strong player. He'll be able to adapt to your play styles. You know, he's been playing the game for a long time, and he's very good at it.
Absolutely, one of the best, especially in Western Australia. He's probably the best in Western Australia. What a shot comes through.
That is a good goal from Kami.
Yeah, if we take a look at this from his perspective, run us through this, Triggsy.
Yeah, so Kami just watches the play. Husey off the post, Mads off the post again. And then Kami just gets one of those touches where it's not necessarily hard, but it's got that angle where it gets past the defender, and with an angle, you just can't save those ones.
Absolutely, it was what played the crucial part in that, as at the last second dodging to the left, just to catch enough of that left side of the ball. He's able to find that angle around the defender, as you said, towards that right post. Really well played shot overall. From the passes forward from the team, and put in the back end, of course, by Kami.
And again, Kami drops it down to Mads, and Mads is able to put this in along the ground. This was a good touch from Kami.
Nicely controlled by Mads as well. Got that perfectly controlled right in front of him.
Just past Dumbo.
Yeah, and the important part was he waited for the challenge to come from the defender. He'd already planned out which shot options he had, waited for the challenge to come through, and almost instantly calculated in his head, that's the one I need to take, and was able to find it past. And that's the amazing thing about pro gamers that competing in esports, even at semi-pro levels, which some might consider some of these players. But what really makes a true mark of a good gamer and a potential professional in any esports scene is the ability to make those almost instant decisions on the spot.
Yeah, it's partially to do with your game sense.
Yep.
And your experience. But yeah, a lot of players in the pro scene are able to, and it's not like if you were to slow down time and ask them what's going through your head right now, a lot of them wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you, because it's so quick and it's so split decision like that.
It's just natural to them.
It's actually quite amazing to watch it happen.
Absolutely.
In real time. You see, Dumbo and Nero are just gonna out pressure the defenders here and get in their face and force Husey to make a mistake here. Don't think he was expecting. I think he was expecting to be able to clear it out there.
Absolutely, this kickoff is going to be pretty interesting. Mads gets the first touch. Dumbo does manage to find it over the back, so nice.
Easy body blocking Kia there.
Yeah, it's nice plays overall that we're seeing from Masterminds. They seem to be figuring out how Crossbar Kings are playing. They've managed to tie it up here. Minute 42 counting down on the clock right now, so in terms of Rocket League, that's still plenty of time. However, it's this could be a one-sided game if we start to see goals drop in.
Absolutely, and They don't seem Dumbo, Kia, and Nero obviously strong players individually, and as a team, they don't seem to be phased too much by Crossbar King's attack here. So we could very much be seeing their offense is going well, and a beautiful pass there by Dumbo. Kia can't quite capitalize on it. If they can just keep out pressuring them like they've been doing the past 2 goals they scored, I think we could definitely see them take this out. Dumbo getting bumped off the wall there by Kami.
Very
Not
nice
gonna
play
help them
there.
too much.
Yeah, as you said, it didn't really help them because we did see Kia, Nira, and Dumbo, the way that they were set up with the positioning on the field meant that someone else was able to rotate through and get it cleared. However, you see how quickly Crossbar Kings were able to get back in defense before a real threat was posed against them. And again, they've got that
Yeah.
pass play happening. What a save comes out from Dumbo. No credit given because it's just a little bit too far away from the net to count as a shot.
Mad's gonna get the clear down the line. See how Dumbo handles this. He is gonna take it up the wall. Up the corner, sorry, and he does get it clear over the net. And you'll see a lot of that from Dumbo is that it doesn't really matter what position he's put in. He does always seem to do the right thing with the ball.
Absolutely. And as you were saying earlier on, you can be as good mechanically skilled and all that as you want, but when it comes to making those right decisions, it just comes down to game sense and raw hours into the game, raw experience and playtime.
Yes, it sure does. I think Dumbo's probably had quite a bit of playtime himself, along with Husey. I know has been playing for a very long time. So should see some good plays coming out in this overtime. And a beautiful save there by Mads. Just pinches it along with the ground, but it's not enough. Nero is going to top corner that. Pretty unsavable. Husey and Kami both getting a little bit caught up in the net. A bit flat-footed. Nero's going to take advantage of that. Nero 7. Put it in the top corner.
And that means Masterminds walk away with, just confirming that's best of 3. And they walk away with the first game here, which is that really puts them in the comfort spot of it's now put the it's now put the pressure on Crossbar Kings. It's crunch time for them. Masterminds +1, more importantly, on match point, so they can really take their time in the next game, so long as they don't drop the first goal early, and play the patient card and wait for their opportunity to strike and then build on top of the momentum they've already gained. But as you were saying earlier on, you would imagine that Dumbo's had quite an amount of time. To be precise, he's currently sitting at 3,616 hours.
Whoa!
3,616.
That's crazy.
And it's been 85 hours in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
So he's dedicated to this game.
That is commitment to a game.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I believe they're waiting for us, or me rather. Take my time. Ready up.
Always ready up.
Yeah. Sometimes as a caster, we like to kind of sit there and just discuss things about how the game went. And sometimes the teams don't really like it. They get a little bit impatient. But if you want your game casted, then you put up with that, I suppose.
Suppose you do, yeah. Oh, it's
Here we
all
go.
just a bit of fun.
As we were saying, Masterminds on match point. This kickoff could be crucial.
Yes, and it is going in their favour, but right back in their half as Mads is going to get a nice touch, but Kia's ready for it. I'll see Kami control this one into the centre. Very dangerous, giving Kia a shot there. Mads is going to miss, and this is going to be a goal from Nero 7. Just seeing a lot of I don't know if that was a good play by Kami, bringing it into the centre. Did result in a goal, so probably not. But then again, not much else you could do. And Rocket League being so fast-paced, it's hard. It would have been hard for Husey to communicate, "I'll take this one, you just leave it," without messing his teammate up.
Right. Yeah. When you're trying to explain quite a lot all at once in such a fast-paced game like Rocket League, it does kind of, as you said, it can mess your teammates up. People are waiting on a call to come through. They hesitate, and hesitation
And sometimes
that's a big problem in Rocket League. You really can't hesitate.
And that's why sometimes even if you see your teammate about to do something that isn't the best possible thing to do, sometimes it's best to just let them do it rather than saying no, stop, or I got it when they are already confidently going for something.
Yep.
And then you just play off what they're going to do.
Yeah. Read the potential clear that's going to come out from the opposition, perhaps, and just, you know, turn that into, you know, just try and get the better read on the play overall. Well, that's a great clear comes out from Kia there. Nero 7 eagerly making his way down the field. Dumbo on that right wing. We'll see. Kami throws this one in the center. Unfortunately, not going to see anyone from his team able to be there in time. Mads, a beautiful intercept over the top of Kia. Dumbo timing that nicely with the corner boost grab as it lands right in front of him. Gets the pass
Beautiful
to Kia, back
pass
down
there.
to Dumbo. Mads with a save, and what a goal from Nero.
The placement.
Could not have cut that any closer, Trixie.
That was, you know, that rolled up and in.
Threading the needle as well between Mads and Kami. Wow. That's, I mean, that accuracy, that's not easy.
It may not be the most flashy goal. Well, it's flashier than that.
And of course, Dumbo being the Marky Dudar of OCE, scoring just the most ridiculous goals in competitive matches.
But this is dangerous. It's brought it up to 3 goals.
Yeah, only a minute and a half
and
in.
We do have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, so there is a lot of time. But you know, you'll see Masterminds +1 be able to solidify. There you go, Dumbo scoring another one. Beautiful pass coming out from Kia. It was, yes. Kia passing it up for Dumbo to just put it in. I think it might have been going in already.
Kami looked good sweeping across the net for a save, so perhaps that touch from Dumbo was the important factor. Of, you know, had he have left that, it left Kami with that opportunity to save it. And I always say that in competitive games of Rocket League, there's no such thing as a goal steal. It's goal securing. Because especially in a closer game, you know, when you're 3-0 up, you know, 4-0, sometimes it doesn't matter. You can just leave it, and if it gets saved, just knock it in a rebound. But if you're in a particularly close game, like, you know, it's a 1-game difference between you winning or losing, it's absolutely crucial to, you know, whichever player is closest, get it into the back of the net as soon as possible. And just Dumbo, I would say, just has that mindset of, you know, it doesn't matter who scores, we just need the goals in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely. And you'll see here, this is a beautiful pass, and Dumbo is going to do just that and put it straight in. It doesn't waste any time here. It is 5 goals to 0, so they don't need to outplay as much as they did at maybe the start of the game.
Yeah. The pressure's not on them, it's heavily on Crossbar Kings right now. This is match point. Dumbo he gets 2. Oh my God.
And is this going to result in a goal?
It absolutely places it down. Poor Hughesy will not be happy with that. If we watch Nero, Kia gets the pass off the sidewall. This is actually off. It's slightly wide from Nero, but Hughesy, I'm not really sure what he was planning. I think he was trying to clear into the left corner, but couldn't turn his car to the right and then side roll in time. So as a result, the angle off his car just knocks it straight in the back of the net. That could be tilt factor, and Hughesy has already put that out in chat. So he's quite the honest player. And again, that's another, you know, cutting it close goal from Kia this time.
Very reminiscent of Nero's goal.
Yeah, and on the opposite post as well.
See, I would take a shot like that and it would bounce out.
Exactly, you'd get side posted.
I don't know about you, but
yeah. 100% of the time, man, you take that shot and it bounces away, and there's your hopes and dreams just crushed. Nero. Dump off the top bar, so close. Kia tried to get the read, but Kami just there in time for the clear. 7-0 now, though, with just over 2 minutes. We're counting down to exactly 2 minutes remaining. This is definitely tough for Crossbar Kings. Tilt factor has got to be engaged right now. And to be honest, I think once a team starts to reach that point, it's kind of the point of no return. If they can get some goals, it might make it a little bit better, but they're just going for own goals now.
Wonder if that was maybe ruining the Brazil chance.
It could be, but I mean, Renkies can always come in and ruin your day and say that the 8 does kind of look like a similar to a letter B. So you could make the 8 the B for Brazil.
But but there's a reason why it's 7-1. You
Oh,
can't you can't just change it
yeah,
for
true,
8-1.
true. But
We've had some people.
we
Is
have
anybody still
seen,
in the game?
yeah, there's Kia, Nero, and Husey. So 3 out of 6 players. Now it looks
Rage
bad.
quit.
Yeah, so Husey, the only one to stay in here. His teammates Kami and Mads appear to have rage quit, and after the fact that Kami and Mads left, Dumbo is kind of like, well, I mean, that's it. It's game over anyway, because simply by rage quitting, I believe in RLO's rules, that's just an auto DQ. I'm not extremely certain on that, but I'm considering all of the players have left. It's now a 1v1. So
Well, if
they...
Husey scores 10 goals here in a minute,
Well, there's one.
what could happen? I feel like this was Crossbar King's way of forfeiting.
I hope Key's listening to the stream, because like we can't chat to him. There's no.
No?
If I press T, you can't talk. So the problem is the only way I can communicate with him is by breaking RLO's rules myself and joining the team, just to type in game.
We'll join the team each, and it'll be a 2v2.
Alrighty, well I'll go with my. Nah.
We better not. Look,
No, absolutely not. We'll just let
first
it play out.
casting and I get banned.
There's only 45 seconds counting down right now. Husey going for the fake pop and dribble, but Kia wise enough to just stay in his net and wait for Husey to be forced to take the shot that seems best to him. And at the end of the day, Kia got the better read on that.
I do like a good 1v1.
Yeah.
Especially in tournament situations. I think...
Especially when it's supposed to be a 3v3.
Yeah. I just think, like, you remove the teamwork from the situation and it's pure skill. It's pure strategy and game sense. I think it's a very pure form of Rocket League, and, you don't see enough ones tourneys, in my opinion.
No, not at all. I don't think there's any regular ones 20s. There wasn't Yummy Cheeseman trying to do one?
Jay Pernage tried to do one.
Okay.
And everybody joined, but I think that's sort of... I don't think it's going anymore. It might be, I could be wrong, but I haven't heard too much about it. And then there's also, I think Jay Coffey's planning on bringing a 1s tourney back to the scene soon.
That'd be very interesting to see, because I don't think I've ever properly casted a 1v1. So it'd be interesting to try and get in on some 1v1 tournaments and do some casting for them.
Yeah. Well, I've been on the cusp of Grand Champion ones for so long now that it feels like I'm never going to get it. But one day, perhaps.
One day. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to cut to a short break, and we'll be right back with the grand final, hopefully. Hopefully it won't take too long. My name is Renkies. I have been joined, of course, by Triggsy. He'll be with me throughout the grand final, I hope. Triggsy?
Yes, I can say. Yep.
Absolutely. So stick around, guys. Sit tight. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to AGTV's presentation of the RLO 3v3 Sundays number 30. Ranky's back here with Triggsy, and it appears Nutters has temporarily, or hopefully permanently, solved his problem, and we are going to attempt a three-way cast here for you, lovely ladies and gentlemen, to enjoy.
Yep, as I was sort of discussing with Rankers before, this is the three-way for the XXX, so we will be hoping to keep this game going live to you. This is obviously the grand final between Masterminds Plus One and One More Billy, so both teams have the number 1 in their names, and hopefully it means something important.
Well, it definitely sounds significant to me. And we'll see both teams at the start of the game taking it off pretty slow, getting to know each other. Big clear coming out from Kia, and we did see Kia able to set up a lot of passes in the past games, and Nero and Kia in the last game we casted Ranky's getting those very good angled shots.
Yeah, it was just enough of the inside edge of the post and rolled up into the back of the net. We saw the first one from Nero 7 on the right post, and then like a minute or so later, Kia got pretty much the identical play but on the opposite post. So, and Dumbo, of course, has been fitting in fabulously with these guys. And Nero able to get the shot in the back of the net as it bounces down off the ceiling. Popped high by Cyrix, so they couldn't really get it cleared. Poor old Conglomerate just trying to read the bounce down off the ceiling, but just couldn't get the car in position in time, it seems.
I was just going to say that, I mean, obviously you and I had these Masterminds Plus One in the first game of the day as well, Rankies.
Yeah.
And they did pull out some amazing plays, and it's by the sounds of it, what you're suggesting is that they were basically doing bangos and expresses.
Pretty much.
By getting some very odd angles, putting the ball in from an odd angle and scoring goals that really shouldn't be scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Express, he is in this game, so hopefully we see some of that from the One More Billy side as well. Cyrix and Express had some great pass plays in the previous game we casted with them, didn't they, Triggsy?
Yeah, yes.
Conglomerate
spots make him remember.
Yeah, Conglomerate kind of got in the way of some of them, but towards the end of the match, they really had it sorted out. However, if you take a look at the bracket, they won their semi-final 2-1 up against Infinity, I believe it was. And so that was a game that you would kind of expect, if Conglomerate was Adzi, you'd expect a 2-0 there. But, Conglomerate just doesn't seem to be meshing extremely well with Express and Cyrix, but it's working well enough that they've found their way to the grand final. 2 minutes deep into the game right now, and still only that 1 goal advantage that Masterminds picked up. A great goal as it bounced down off the ceiling from Nero to knock it in the back of the net.
That would explain why the goal is on the board.
Cyrix coming with a return here, answering the goal scored before by Nero. And we could see these games come down to a bit of a battle of the subs, if you would. Requiem and Dumbo, and who fits in better with their team.
Absolutely. So the full name is Requiem GG Hyper Zero X Conglomerate, which is a very interesting name. So I've been going with Conglomerate, but I suppose it would be more appropriate to call him Requiem.
Well, yes. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think definitely don't say the full name every time.
Well, luckily enough,
but do we?
Requiem Hyper Zero X Conglomerate wasn't involved in that play too much, so we don't have to mention his name too much. It's a bit like an Irish wristwatch, isn't it? Zeric's gonna come through on that one.
You've gotten so good at saying that, Nutters.
Thank you.
A bit like an Irish wristwatch.
Yeah, they were the team that won RF LAN. They defended their title. That's a second event in a row.
I thought this was some metaphor or...
No, it's difficult names in Rocket League to pronounce because, let's be fair, the OC Rocket League community loves trolling casters.
They sure do.
But Cyrix, what a goal here. Run us through this one, Triggsy.
Yes, so we're going to see Cyrix positioned beautifully for the pass there from Express, and he gets one of those shots where it goes crossbar and in. Pretty difficult to save, especially when you've got someone as experienced as Cyrix.
Yep.
Taking the shot, and you're trying to defend, can be pretty intimidating.
Absolutely, and the key factor there is, because Cyrix and Express, obviously core teammates, they've been playing together for months upon months now. They're so used to each other, the way they rotate, the way the passes come through, that Express is able to get that pass at quite a high speed. I'd say at least 80 kilometers an hour. across to Cyrix, and all Cyrix has to do is he's just read it so well, and turns the car and gets the rotation to send it to the back of the net. So really well read with the angles off of each other. And unfortunately, Requiem hasn't been able to do much with that with Express and Cyrix, and he's stuck in net there. Couldn't read the pass coming out of the corner from Kieran Nero, able to get in the back of that one and shoot in the back of the net. It's just constant back and forth, these teams trading with each other right now.
Well, when you talk about Cyrix and Express getting the passes, it's basically just Cyrix making his way downtown, driving fast, the pass comes in, and it's goal bound. So, I mean, Cyrix is one of those guys where it doesn't matter how fast it's going to end up in the back of the net. So, it's always good to see between those boys. And Masterminds, I don't think have, I suppose, that much time together, I guess. I think another good sort of example is myself and Duffy's. We've got about a good 900 hours played together, just because for some reason we still like each other. But it's the same sort of thing with Cyrix and Express, except they're good players.
Yeah. I've got... Well, I mean, you don't want to be too harsh on yourself, Nutters. You're up there with them sometimes. You're definitely capable of making the plays, but the thing that really separates the pro players from the plebs is they're up there often most of the time. And what a shot from Cyrix out in that wing, just unchallenged in defense, able to find the gap through and got enough power on it. So less than a minute remaining, and that was the equalizer from One More Billy. This could be set for an interesting, last 50 seconds. I'd love to see an overtime. I'm not sure if we'll be rewarded with one, though.
I do actually feel like Masterminds may be able to just get in and score a goal somewhere around this sort of 30-second mark, and it will probably set One More Billy back just a tiny bit. Do you see this ball coming over from Kia, trying to help me out, but Cyrix gets blown up. Not much coming out of it. Dumbo puts it up against the backboard. Nobody coming through it. No, Nero gets the
Good
shot
save.
off. Requiem gets a lovely save there, and Cyrix actually trying to take this one up. Doesn't go for that second touch off the wall. Knows that it could mess with his teammates, but no. Requiem gets done there by Nero. Just gets beaten to the ball now. Express playing it out. Dumbo gets the touch, but no. Cyrix puts it up, and it looks like with about 10 seconds left, we'll be going to an overtime. Never mind, Nero has one. No. Requiem just gets it out. Kia coming through. Not able to put
Shot
that
wide.
one in, and we should be going to an overtime.
Absolutely. Express cleared off the backboard. Dumbo kind of knew that there wasn't much of an angle that he had, so just dunked it on the ground, secured it so that, it forces the overtime essentially. He doesn't want to risk One More Billy being able to keep it up and run it down the other end of the field. Nero puts a promising ball into the area of the orange goal. Obviously, Express there for the save. Cyrix comes out of net now, throws a heavy one downfield. It's going to be a little bit wide, and Kia is there to defend her. If that was on target, he would have been able to get the save regardless. So good rotations coming out from both teams right now. It does seem like they're a little bit nervous heading up against each other, Triggsy.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, the pressure coming out from Masterminds +1 was just incredible before. We saw it's just almost impossible to get a clear out there from One More Billy. They have managed to do so, and they do get a breakaway goal. And you see these, this has to be a mistake from Masterminds +1. A bit of a pinch coming out.
Dumbo and Nero.
You can't expect that.
No, it's Dumbo and Nero caught a little bit too far back, and I've got to say, Nutters, we've done a lot of casting together, particularly with the Old Abyss squad teams, and we haven't really casted One More that much, but particularly when they were known as Abyss, how many goals have we seen like that from Express? Just ridiculous, like from his own defensive corner pinches into the back of the net.
We've seen a lot of pinches from his defensive corner into the back of a net. We've seen pinches from the offensive corner somehow ending up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
We've seen pinches against the crossbar going and hitting the roof and ending up in the back of the net. We've seen, well, everything from Express. So
Absolutely.
He's a top-notch player, and now that they've got this one-game advantage, maybe, just maybe, we'll see something absolutely amazing coming out from him, and doesn't look like his internet's messing with him today.
No, it seems pretty stable. Last time, I think it was last time we spectated him, it was bouncing between like 100 to 80 to 120 or something like that from memory.
I think it dropped as low as about 64 and went as high
which
as
is like WA
192. Exactly. Yeah. And luckily enough for Express, he doesn't have to live out there, so he can celebrate that just a little bit.
Shots fired to Rankies.
Shots fired at everyone in Western Australia. Move closer to the
Poor
rest of the
Dumbo.
world, please.
We'll have a look at Dumbo. He's sitting on 72, so I know where he is. I don't want to reveal his personal location, but he is in a slightly more remote suburb, you could say. So he's got even worse than me. I generally sit around 64 to 68. He's on 72 right now, and it seems like everyone else pretty good ping, except for Requiem. He's sitting on 52 for whatever reason. Perhaps just bad ADSL where he lives or something.
You say that he lives in a remote area, remote suburb, but I don't think he lives in New Zealand. So that's probably the key. Otherwise, he'd have amazing internet.
Yeah, rub it in.
This game, exactly. This game has gotten underway.
Are you
Chances
boasting?
power would have gone out.
You're boasting about living in New Zealand.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm boasting about living in New Zealand.
Oh,
We have
fair
internet.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I was going to suggest that Psyonix should add Western Australia servers, but
They should.
But Australia servers are pretty bad at the moment, so it probably wouldn't do much.
I think it would also be a matter of actually being able to afford it as well. I'm not sure that Psyonix would be in a position to be able to add more Oceanic servers on the outside of the country just yet, especially, if I can talk properly, especially considering for some reason servers in Perth tend to be on the expensive side compared to other locations. Probably because of the distance factor from Perth to the rest of the country.
World.
Oh my God!
World.
What a
do see
shot,
lovely
though.
It's a very
shot.
big ocean.
Yeah,
separating
lovely shot
Perth from
coming in
anywhere.
from Kia, and just getting the nice save out there from Sirix. Kia's just going to get another shot off here, forcing Sirix up for another one. Comes off the crossbar. Express able to just knock that one away. Nero coming through, gets a touch, but Sirix just able to pop that into the roof. Quite lucky there. And,
Yeah, and this is the pressure that I was talking about before from Masterminds +1. They just are keeping it up, and then, it does seem like Express and Xerix are the ones to be able to get the clears and keep up some sort of offense, but it's not long before it goes straight back into their half. As we see Requiem there seeming a little bit nervous for that clear. He's going to stay up here for a pass and get demoed for his time.
But he's probably considering himself the underdog in this matchup. Which, he's going to be feeling a lot of pressure on himself. It reminds me of when, the older best boys used to be kind enough to let me play with them. Not, actually sometimes in competitive, surprisingly enough. But I was sitting there terrified that if I make a mistake, they're just going to hate me. So I could sort of understand the kind of feeling that Requiem might be experiencing right now. I don't know how confident he is in himself. Triggsy, have you got much experience with Requiem that you could shed any light on with that?
Look, he's definitely a gamer. He's a good gamer.
He is in fact playing the game. Yes.
Yeah, he's actually really good. If you want my opinion, I think he's a great player.
Well, I mean, the touchdown onto that top corner, Cyrix almost got the finish, and with the third rotation from Express, that was so
Had that
close
gone in,
from Requiem.
That would have been
in if it was in.
That would have been in if it was in.
Shout out to Flying Finn from 2KF1.
I'm sure that he'd love me to just give it a bit of that nice game.
No way, Cyrix.
Nice.
But instead,
Cyrix.
Cyrix forces Masterminds into a Corvidae here. And,
Oh,
yeah, it's called a kickoff goal, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm new to these terms. So,
That's a meme on IGTV, the curse of the Corvidae kickoff.
I don't believe Requiem played for them, so that's not a problem. And I don't believe Dumbo really did either. But it has extended the lead out to 2-0. And luckily enough for them, it's going to be quite useful, hopefully, trying to take this game up to a 2-0 in the series. And
I think I know how the curse of the Corvidae kickoff has been spread to these guys. Days and Dumbo played in one of the Perth Rocket League tournaments together. Days, of course, being from Corvidae gave it to Dumbo, and Dumbo being in this game has given it to all of these guys. And Cyrix, how did he get this in the back of the net?
Bit of a ping pong sort of situation, or a pinball.
he used Dumbo.
Dumbo.
Look, it was going in either way. Was the last touch from Dumbo, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was going in either way, but Dumbo just securing it even more so, as you could say, Nutters.
You could say that he did assist Cyrix in securing that goal. And that might have actually also secured them game number 2 in this best-of-5 series, which obviously, should they finish this one up and win this out, they will be on the match point. And, well, I mean, we saw in ESL earlier, Atletico 4-0'd Alpha Sydney to take out the ESL tournament, and now, well, one more Billy could possibly take this out in the 3-0 if they do win this one out.
That was so close. And I've actually got a question that I want to sort of half direct towards you, Triggsy.
Yes.
We're quite, all of us quite well aware that Express, Zarx, and Dumbo, Dumbo usually would sub in for the best guys, and when they turned into one more, even some then. Speaking of Dumbo, he's going to get a nice goal here, but what do you think, and I'm sure you've been in a similar situation where, you're playing up against a friend who's in an opposite team. What does it feel like to be, a player that you've played so much with? What is it like going up against someone?
I mean, there's pressure, for sure. There's always going to be pressure when you're playing someone you know. But if you're mates, it's just a bit of fun. And you hope you win, of course, but it's not going to be too much of a big deal if you lose. The situation that I notice here is Dumbo's a sub here. Is he not, for Masterminds plus one?
And
it's plus one part.
It's not that you can't really say that this isn't so much of a big deal. If you look, this is RLO 3v3. They're playing for $10 each, mate. This is a big deal.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I take it back.
No, it's alright. But yeah, he is the sub.
RLCS3.
He is the sub. Absolutely RLCS3. But you're absolutely right. He is the sub for Masterminds. He is the +1 in their name for this tournament.
I always wondered where that +1 came from.
That was always making things awkward.
No, look, I've played people from teams that I've been in, and yeah, there's pressure, but I mean, if you can't have fun while playing this game, then you really shouldn't be playing this game, in my opinion. Although that's just my opinion.
Absolutely, and I'd agree with that one. I'm going to update the scoreboard. This is a best of 5, and with that second win from One More Billy, that does place them on match point. And I've just seen Sicky RL in chat saying, is that just me, or is there frequent FPS drops? And more than likely, it's looking like everyone will be receiving some issues every now and then. I'm the emergency host for AGTV. I normally just cast, normally don't host. Nutters was hosting, but his PC had a heart attack. It's only just revived, and we don't want to put it under any pressure. It's currently on life support right now. And considering rest in peace, Alan. Considering I had already been hosting for the first 90% of the games for the final stages, when Nutters finally got back in here just before the grand final started, we figured may as well leave it with me to end things off here. And unfortunately, Telstra, in their infinite wisdom, give me 100 megabits per second download, but only 2 megabits per second upload. So I'm forced to stream at 1500, because if I go 2000, it just doesn't work. So I'm only streaming at like 15 to 1600 bitrate right now, which unfortunately, some of the names, if they're really far away on the screen, they will look a little bit blurry. There might be FPS drops, but I'm sorry. I am the only option. If you want to watch these games, this is all we've got.
To be honest, though, I mean,
everyone else is either sick or busy. Like T-Bor, it's his wife's birthday. Judge, he's just done a full cast. He'll be tired. Dinosaurs is sick. Nutters was the only person left, which is like bonus, because Nutters and I are casting together is obviously the best cast combo OCE currently. And Nutters
I know I'm new to this, but I think I've done all right.
Oh, you've done fabulously, man. It's been great. Nutters, when you were gone, everyone in chat was saying, "Oh, Ranky's the poor guy. Get a co-caster in." And Trixie was the first to stick his hand up. He's obviously done some host work for AGTV previously, so he understands how all of this works, and he's been doing a great job at both filling the role of play-by-play analysis. So, and having this three-way cast, it's just more entertainment for the viewers, I feel. We do kind of miss the goals, but we're able to, everyone's just seen them, so we're able to gloss over them and summarize the game in a more analytical way rather than play-by-play.
Exactly, and Sirik scored a goal there. Just putting that out there.
100% analysis, correct.
How would you analyze that happening?
I looked at the scoreboard because I didn't remember. Anyway, I was going to say, when you're talking about, obviously not being able to upload at more than 1500 kilobits a second, and, maybe some things are blurry, maybe people shouldn't be alcoholics. I'll just put that out there. Maybe it's not your internet. Maybe there's just people having a bit too much to drink on a Sunday night, and it's not actually too blurry at the moment. But in saying that, it is 1-0. One More Billy do obviously only need to take out this one last game, and they will be reigning champions for RLO XXX, the only XXX tourney that they will be having.
Yeah.
So, it'd be amazing to be there.
And for those of you wondering, it's not XXX in the sense of, you know, the
movie?
action movie sequels that are coming out, you know, the whole series of XXX movies. It's XXX in Roman numerals. This is the 30th RLO Sunday 3v3. That's just an amazing amount. We've been casting these for so long. I've done so many of them. You've done so many of them. Trixie, you've even done a couple in the past. So it's great to see all of us being able to get in here and cast these RLO games that they're kind enough to put up for us. And again, we've just seen another goal, this time dropping. If we take a look at the scoreboard, both assists coming from Express, and it's Cyrix and Requiem with a goal. So Requiem putting a lot more effort in this game. It seems he's finally found his place in the team right now. And he'd be on a confidence high right now, knowing that they're on match point and they have to lose 3 games back-to-back to be knocked out of the tournament at this stage.
I mean, it's happened before.
It has.
Yeah, I was gonna say Abyss. I wouldn't really be.
But this is an Abyss. It's one more Billy.
It's one more Billy.
Yeah.
I
Still
suppose,
though,
yeah,
of
I
all the
suppose in
people
that
that
sense,
could get
yeah.
reverse swept, I feel like it could happen today, but no, they're definitely looking confident. And yeah, as you said, Billy, the Billy part of One More Billy,
Yeah.
Requiem, definitely finding his footing in these games, gelling really well with the other 2 players.
I mean, look at the
Express.
challenge he just had on Kia. He's getting up in the air at the perfect time right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Big whiff from Nero, of course, but it doesn't really slow things down too much. They're back on the attack, One More Billy. And rotations have been solid so far, guys. What do you reckon? Well, I mean, that just proves my point.
Yeah, threading the needle. I would say definitely finding the hole in the defenders and
Good pass off the backboard from Cyrix as well.
Basically, just sticking it in that hole and putting it in the net.
RLO XXX, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by AGTV at its finest. Shout out to at Nutters on Twitter. Go follow him.
Most of my tweets are usually a bit more appropriate, but it looks like Masterminds are out of
That's
this
2
competition
goals
at the moment.
back to back for Requiem. Assisted by Express, of course. That'll be Express's 3rd assist. And that's the playmaker badge. I know it's 3 goals in total for Requiem, but it's the past 2 goals are his back to back, is what I'm saying.
All 3 have been his. Back
Really?
Because Zurich scored the first one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Analysis.
And now,
number 1.
Nutters, this is why we have you on the stream. Because you can make me look like a complete dumbass.
It's
Yeah, I
not that hard,
can't,
Rankies, believe me.
I can't look at the scoreboard during games while spectating.
Oh, why not?
I have used PS4 controller, and the share button is what I use for the scoreboard, but it's also the button that shows you the controls.
Change it to R1.
But I use boost for R1.
Well,
Have you got a
that?
keyboard nearby?
Oh,
Tab is the button
Press
on
tab,
keyboard.
yes.
Simple.
Absolutely outstanding plays
What would
there
I
from the
do without
commentators.
you guys?
Absolutely. Dumbo, what a save. It looked like it might have been top bar, but great to see that he's recognising that could be dropping in, so best to get it cleared. Express, that's the shot we've been waiting to see all afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, possibly morning if you're joining us from Moy, guys. Express here.
Moy indeed. That's an Express.
It is. And they're on the Express train to victory right now.
They sure are, and that's the thing playing against Express, because I know I certainly used to play against him quite a bit, and it's much like playing against Groovy Great, where you don't know exactly when you're going to get scored on like that. You just know that you're going to get scored on like that at some stage throughout the game.
I'd assume it's usually when you see him flying for the ball.
Yeah.
But
you
spinning
don't-
around
you
like a
don't
ballerina.
see him. He just comes out of nowhere.
He
and all of a
teleports
sudden-
there, magically.
He's Randy Orton.
There's a
He's Randy
reason
Orton.
that he's called the Grape God.
Yes, Express out of nowhere.
And we will actually see a goal coming out here for Kia with 34 seconds left on the clock.
Look at Requiem in
The
the chat.
hard. Coming out in chat from Requiem, as he believes he may have made a mistake. A bit of the OMGs coming out as well, and yeah, nice goal coming out, but still not going to get them back into this competition, I don't think.
No, a bit of a consolation prize for him, but it does seem like with the quick chat and with Requiem laughing in the text chat that it seems like they're both having a bit of fun with this, not taking it Well, at this stage, you wouldn't take it too seriously. 20 seconds left.
No, not.
Although, I
Look,
mean,
it's possible. It's highly improbable for them to win this, but there is still that slight possibility, especially if Kia is able. I mean, Kia the carry, especially when he gets the pass plays happening between Dumbo and Nero. It's going to be up to either Kia or Dumbo to be forward, and Nero has been playing. Fair enough, he's been getting a lot of goals, but Nero has really shone throughout this tournament with the pass plays, setting up the teammates.
oh,
We're not going to see it happen now, though.
Eric's king of the 50-50s. Ooh.
Oh, that's what we've got to say about that goal, it seems, ladies and gentlemen. Kia tried to clear by Cyrix, but Cyrix just muscling it through there. As you said, the king of 50-50s there, Trixie.
Yeah, absolutely.
In saying that, that will be it.
Game over.
All over. One more Billy. Take this out. Congratulations to one more, and congratulations to Billy. They've won this out. They've taken it 3-0. They've destroyed. Express and Cyrix making sure that they bottom frag this game to make sure that the celebrations can look basically the same. They leave Requiem. He leaves the match as well. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That was exciting.
It was very exciting. So, have we got anything to talk about this game as I start to wrap things up here with the production?
I personally can't say that there's too much to talk about. Masterminds +1 have just been 3-0'd in the grand final, which obviously when you get through with such a strong, I suppose, team, you don't really like getting absolutely demolished. And for the final game to go down 6-2, there's not too much to, I suppose, really talk about. I mean, goals shared between all three players, and, well, just well played for one more Billy. Hard luck to Masterminds +1. And, yeah, we've got an amazing quote from Duffy's in chat. Ooh, not as 2017.
Yeah, no, I think Requiem definitely showed that he's a formidable sub for their team. So I wonder if this will be the start of something, something new for Requiem. Maybe subbing for them more often.
It could be. Could be. Who knows? I'd like to see that.
Yeah, so would I.
Requiem jump in, because when I was lucky enough, I suppose you could say, to be frequently in contact with, your Expresses, your Adsies, your Cyruses, mainly the Abyss guys. I haven't really played with too many other pros. But when I was lucky enough to be in frequent contact with them and just like mess around games, just by playing with them, I got much better game sense and, even gained some mechanical skill just by watching people that are good, especially if you're in that game yourself playing. The knowledge that you're gaining is almost invaluable. So it's for them to be able to have someone like Requiem, who is already a decent player, bring him into their games. It's really gonna give him a nice boost.
It definitely is, as Triggsy is demolishing me in a 1v1 at the moment, so I'm just going to back out of that game. I'm not wussing out. I'm just, I need to talk about the games. So, obviously, I would just like to mention that here on Aussie Gaming TV, tomorrow, if you are around during the day, we actually have some amazing Counter-Strike action for you. The DreamHack North American Close Qualifiers. We will be doing the semi-finals and the third and fourth playoff right here on Aussie Gaming TV, on this main channel. We hope to see you back here. That is one key thing. As long as my computer doesn't die.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that would be bad. And obviously that's CSGO, so you're going to get about 1.3 trillion views.
1.3 trillion views.
More than the population of Earth, because CSGO is just that ridiculously big that it's an intergalactic esport.
I'd buy that, yeah.
Yeah. So, who's casting that, Nutters?
That will be myself and Brainstorm.
Ooh.
However, we're not too sure exactly if anyone else will be joining us. We're not too sure at the moment, but I do believe it will be myself and Brainstorm.
Hopefully Hot Wheels can get in on some of that action as well, but as you said, maybe not.
That's not a problem, not a problem.
Alright, so, and just having a quick look at the schedule, and as you said, so that's all next week?
We do have obviously 2KF1 Tuesdays, which we'll be aiming to get in from the quarterfinals onwards, I do believe. Looking to get that sorted hopefully soon. We should hopefully have casters on for that. Worst case scenario, you'll have me doing it. Best case scenario, you'll have me doing it. So either way,
Also,
I should be casting.
We can't forget. I know it's a little bit away now. It's coming up though. February is when RLO are running their second State of Origin tournament. So February 4th is the round robins, February 11th is the playoffs, and February 18th is the grand final. That's the planned schedule. So, it's getting there. About 20 days away, roughly.
AOE EMP, if you're listening, using this platform, you should sign me up for Victoria team. I'm a great player, so hit me up. AOE EMP.
So I'm sure if you head on over to, I'm assuming most of the people here that are interested in the State of Origin, you have to be in one of the Australian states that are eligible. I think the only ones that can't, or New Zealand. I think the only one that can't compete is Northern Territory, ACT. Does Tasmania have a team this time?
I don't believe so.
They might, because
Probably
players
not.
like Little Miss Dumpling, they're in Tasmania. So who knows? There might be something, but so anyone is interested in playing, more than likely already has the RLO Discord. If not, you can scroll down below our stream, and there is our panels, and you should see the Rocket League Oceania one. If you click on that, it's gonna wind you up on their website or their Discord, or if you go to the website, there's the Discord there anyway. Regardless, if you're interested in checking that out, go into the RLO Discord, and it should be under the announcements somewhere. If not, you can just try and ask a staff member, and they'll be able to direct you to where you need to go to be able to put your name up. It is Captain's Draft. So are they running it the same way in the sense of whichever the highest ranked player in that state is the team captain?
No, the
we
team captains
voted
have
on
been
them.
selected. Yeah, basically, when you registered for the tournament, you had to select your preferred captain for each state, and I do believe most of the top players did happen to come out on top of that.
Okay, that would make sense.
It definitely would.
And with all that being said, that about wraps us up for now. I think we can cut it there for now, guys. Thank you very much, Triggsy, for joining me for pretty much all of the playoff stage. And Nutters, very thankful, of course, that you're able to make it back for the grand final and do one of AGTV's very interesting tricasts. Thank you very much to the viewers. We stuck around 100 viewers for the entire length of it towards this playoffs end. So, huge shout out to all the guys that have stuck around and watched the horrible quality upload from yours truly, Rankies. If you enjoy any of the work that these guys have been doing, then you can follow them on Twitter. Nutters is simply @Nutters. Triggsy is @Triggsy109. And myself, I'm @Rankies. So they're all on the screen, as you can see right now. And I think any last words, guys, before we wrap it up?
Well, I just want to
UGWP.
say thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Give me the opportunity to do this. It was a good bit of fun, and opens my eyes, gives me a new perspective on casting.
Oh, I actually have to say a huge thank you to you for actually jumping in after obviously my computer and everything died. So yeah, on a personal level, a thank you to you as well for jumping in, helping out Rankies, who is currently around about 32 hours, 33 hours without sleep. So yeah, thank you for jumping in and helping out. He's a pretty special guy.
GG's
anytime.
Triggsy taking all the credit.
Yeah, I'm so good. Well, what are you talking about?
Absolutely, you carried it with play-by-play analysis. With all that being said, guys, we are going to wrap up the stream for now. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Rankies, once again joined by Nutters and Triggsy, and this is AGTV signing off.